I'm Hans Ibelings and I'm teaching history courses. How do I read? There are different ways of reading for me. One is casual reading, which I do to get an idea of what's going on, which basically means reading everywhere and all the time. Fiction and non-fiction, online and in paper format, and just to get inspiration and to get new ideas. And for this, book reviews are really great as well, because you don't have to read the whole book to still get an idea of what's happening and what's going on. So it's a great way to see a lot and to get new ideas and inspiration. Many of the books that I read are maybe a form of curious reading, where I'm just curious what's going on in our fields of architecture and architectural history. And for me, it often begins with a bookstore, just browsing and to see what's available. So I do not enter a bookstore knowing what I want. It's usually seeing what I find. And for me, curious reading means that I put the book down when I don't am curious anymore. So I stop reading the moment I lose my curiosity. And then third form of reading is close reading, which I do to study at a desk with a pen and a notebook or my laptop ready to make notes, to write down quotes, to look up references, and to really study. This reading goes slower and it requires more reflection on the content and on the arguments, but also for scanning the index, reading the bibliography, and going through the footnotes. And then finally, images are also important. Looking at how it's written is one thing, and that's important for me because that's kind of seeing how other writers are doing it. But the images are important as well. Reading images is often essential in books on art and architecture, and there are often more than just illustrations. They are usually important sources of information, and in the best cases they're also part of the storytelling as well. So in that respect, if you ask me how do you read, when do you read, the only answer I can give is it depends.